y'all, I can't get enough of these MAGA people who voted for Trump. And now they're begging. This time, a MAGA woman in Texas, crying, begging for help after the community devastated by deadly floods. But in this video, you also see the other side of her.
For you. You can't be MAGA.
I am MAGA
And a Christian.
and a Christian.
This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings.
Uh-oh, I think you woke up this morning misinformed. The hate's on the left, not on the MAGA side. What you gonna do, crybaby?
With alligator.
I'll wear alligator Alcatraz merch if I want to. And what you gonna do, baby? Help us. Give us what we need. I'm going to tell you FA and FO. We're not going to help out anybody. Y'all been living on food stamps, EBT, Section 8 housing your entire freaking life. And you're not going to do it anymore. If you can work, you're an able-bodied person, go get a job. I'm tired of paying for it. But for God's sakes, Travis County, help us. Have the day you deserve.
Really? It's amazing, Raven, how those words, those angry, go get a job, go do it yourself, you don't need the government. It always happens. They're the biggest whiners and criers when they get in trouble.
Absolutely, Roland. I mean, I couldn't help but laugh as I was watching this video, unfortunately. Obviously, the devastation in Texas is awful, regardless of one's sort of political affiliation. I grew up in Texas, for context. Houston is home for me. And so I still have family there, and I've felt the impact of these floods very, very personally. I mean, look, I think the unfortunate truth here is that they don't care until the ramifications of putting these bigots in positions of power reach their doorstep. They don't care. And I think also what we're hearing in sort of this contradiction of her, begging for help and empathy, but also sort of regurgitating this far right discourse around, food stamps and EBT and Section 8 is really the result of successful messaging on the right. The right has so effectively painted these social safety nets as tools that only or predominantly benefit Black and brown people. But the truth is, white folks benefit tremendously from these programs. Around 45% of all adult SNAP recipients are white. Approximately 49% of Section 8 residents are white. But during the Reagan era, this misogynistic idea of the welfare queen, which essentially was their idea of a Black single mother with a bunch of babies on her hip from different fathers, was so powerfully and effectively disseminated that is still how people imagine these social safety nets and who's benefiting from them. They imagine it as all Black and brown folks who are taking advantage of these apparatuses. And even if that were the case, y'all, social safety nets are a sign of a functioning and compassionate democracy, not an indicator of failure. So I really see this individual as reflecting this successful dissemination of that far-right messaging, unfortunately, in that contradiction we're seeing.
But Omekongo's no different than Republican senators like Rand Paul and Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, voting against disaster relief, and then all of a sudden when their states are hit, oh my God, we need help. I mean, this is the fundamental problem. And so, yeah, I don't give a damn about her tears. I mean, I hate to go there. I'm a native of Texas, but these are the people who are assholes to everybody else until they have to face destruction.
Yeah, and you can also add it to conversations about immigration as well. They get mad until their cook gets taken from their favorite restaurant, or their relative's niece gets taken from their, favorite place or of school because they happen to be Latino. Like, the level of selfishness is amazing, but not surprising. And though many people don't give a damn about these folks at all when they see these FAFO moments, this kind of ties back to our last segment. This is a prime opportunity for Democrats. Because when these folks, once she gets the services, kind of going to Raven's point, like once she gets the services, she's going to go right back to her other videos. about y'all are just welfare queens, y'all don't care about it. Once she gets theirs. And this is an opportunity for Democrats in these areas or Democrats running for statewide offices to go down to these places and really talk to them about what happened and how they're going to get the services that they need and convince them that it is actually okay that other people get access to these services as well that you're begging for right now. This could be a prime opportunity for the Democrats while many other folks are laughing at her, saying, screw her and all of this other type of stuff. There's a political opportunity here because too many of these guys, they complain and whine, but once they get their services or once they get their help, they disappear. Democrats should do the work to bring them in. These are potentially independent voters.
Absolutely. And you know what, Niambi? There were actually Mexican volunteers who crossed the border to help folks in Kerr County in this search. And it's interesting that Trump and others, they praised other countries. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, he praised other states, the countries for help, but he said nothing about those Mexican volunteers. I wonder why.
Well, we know about Roland, right? I mean, it's the racism once again costing Americans. I mean, quite frankly, the Americans don't deserve Mexicans' help in their largesse in this moment. I mean, they had the indignity of essentially marching those people right back across the border without so much as a thank you. I mean, these were people who were saving Texans when the local government and other agencies were just not able to do it. And yet we treat them like they were coming here to invade when in fact they were doing what we would expect any neighbor to do, which is be an assistant, to be a help in a time of tragedy, putting all of the rational and reasonable reasons that Mexico had not to intervene and just watch Texas suffer. They still said, no, we're going to have these people come and assist. And I think this is something that both my co-panelists, both Raven and Omakongo, have said over and over again. These people want other people to hurt. They don't actually care about the pain, just as long as they don't have to shoulder it. They're happy for Black and brown and under-resourced and poor communities to shoulder the burden of environmental calamities, to have to deal with the havoc that these immigration raids and other draconian policies are going to cause until it happens to them. And we're going to see the very same thing with education. Once their kids stop getting the services that the Department of Education might provide or make their local school provide for them, we're going to see these very same people talking about how their child is being harmed because they are not getting access to the resources that they need under, say, the Americans with Disabilities Act. And this is the same thing, whether it's immigration, environment, etc. The pain was the point. They just didn't want to shoulder it themselves. And when everybody kept telling them, hey, you all, if they take away SNAP, they take away food stamps, they take away housing assistance, they take away free lunch, that's going to hurt y'all too. They thought they were only going to do it to the Black and the brown people. And now that they're feeling it, now they're like, oh, well, maybe this isn't such a good idea. But I guarantee once they get the help that they want, once they get the help that they need, they will be ready to pull that ladder up one more time for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. And it happens over and over and over again. It is sitting in our very eyes. And I just sit here and I'm like, y'all, I mean, we can dance around this all we want to, but it's there. And so I just don't understand how people don't see it, don't understand it. And again, the cry is going to continue. And Omakongo, listen, the storms are going to continue. The hurricanes are going to continue. And I can't wait to see these people then say, well, no, y'all voted for this. And then when they say, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah. Oh, you weren't paying attention, but you voted for it.
That's right. That's right. The chaos is the point. They wanted the chaos. They want destruction. And this is what Trump plays into regularly. And it goes down to the LBJ quotation that we've used all of the time here that Dr. Madison used to say, in summarizing it, he convinced white people to look down on other people. And once he did that, they emptied their pockets for him. Period. Bottom line. And whether, Dr. Nyambi's talking about education, we can talk about Medicare. I mean, look at the tax bill and this idea. But I also feel like some of them really are nihilistic, really like want everything to burn. They don't want anybody to get ahead, even if it means that they won't get ahead as well. And that's for that, real hardcore base that's riding with him. They can stomach maybe even losing Medicare and all of these different things as long as that brown person doesn't get it too. They can stomach, seeing the Department of Education fold as long as these ICE raids continue. This zero-sum game mentality that so many of them have been raised with is extremely evil. And some will come around. Some will say, this is not what I voted for. This is not America. But really, at the end of the day, as it's been said here already, they voted for it to not happen to them. And once we start getting more of the Reverend Barbers out there who talks about common humanity, finding common ground, and appeal to them from that level, we're not going to get all of them, but we need to just get enough of them to be able to sway some of these votes, because I'm still not convinced that many of us are going to be coming out in this next election either. So again, this is a political opportunity for leadership, but we need to call them out for who these people are and what they're doing. And nobody should have been mad for Hillary Clinton for calling them deplorable, because that's exactly what their actions are.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.